Please don't be demotivated if you do not have, say, a good GRE score or a good TOEFL or IELTS score. Trust me, none of that matters. Focus on a STAR approach. Showcase your strength in just that word limit. Be specific. Talk about each result in numbers. What is it that you do not have in your home country that you are actually going to gain in the UK? What is it that you would like to come back home and implement? Hello, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to share with you tips and tricks, recommendations, and guidance for your Chevening application essays, which are mainly going to be on leadership, networking and influencing, study in the UK, and fourth on your career plan. So this is the second part of my Chevening application series. If you haven't already watched part 1, please go take a look, because that will give you a clear idea on what is Chevening Scholarship, what is the eligibility criteria, the application timeline, and how exactly do you apply. So coming back to this video, where we're going to focus specifically on how exactly do you write a compelling application with very 4 strong essays. In this application, you're only going to have 300 words for each essay that you're going to write, and it's important that you showcase your strength in just that word limit. Please note that there are over 60,000 people applying for the scholarship, so it is not the time to be modest. You have to beat your own drums. Keep it simple, keep it direct, keep it focused. To have a strong Chevening scholarship essay, you need not have been a school topper or an overachiever or exceptional in your past, right? You can be ambitious right now. You can just focus on one small or big experience of your life that you've done, which you have done well and you have excelled in, and you can actually make that the base of your entire application. So please don't be demotivated or discouraged if you don't have the right marks, or if you do not have, say, a good GRE score or a good TOEFL or IELTS score. Trust me, none of that matters. All that's going to matter is a strong essay with the right recommendation letters and your ambition. Considering that you need to have 2 years work experience and you've already spent 2 years at work, it would be nice to show something more recent in your professional career, which implies that you are constantly building yourself and you're not relying on your past wins to actually build your future. Second, what is important is that you focus on a STAR approach. STAR is something where you focus on the situation that you are in, then you tell the task that you were given, the action that you have taken to complete that task, and what were the results that you got. This seems to be a very good approach to take, because you are able to explain directly to the reading committee assessment member as to the situation that you were in, where you had to lead this, whether it was complicated, it was difficult, or these were the challenges that you were facing. And in that situation, you were given so and so task, or you chose to do so and so task, and these were the actions that you took. And finally, because of the actions that you took, you got, say, really good results. So be specific. Talk about each result in numbers. If you have led a large group, talk about the number of people who have been involved in the group that you have led. So be very specific with numbers. Do not be generic. Even when you're talking about the results, define it. And the better you define it, the better your application gets. Lastly, it's important that you talk about the learnings that you have got from this leadership journey and this experience, and also how can that really help Chevening. So it has to be a two-way thing, where you talk about your skills, but you also talk about how you're going to give back and how you are going to benefit. Your leadership and your networking story could be interconnected, where you have portrayed leadership by influencing other people or by networking well, or it could be entirely 2 different stories as well. But what is important is that you don't write too many examples. Try to have limited examples, but go deeper and make it more impactful. Considering that you're actually going to be joining a Chevening network of not just scholars of the year that you're going to go in, but a global alumni, it is important that you have really strong networking and influencing skills. It could be a network with a smaller group of people with whom you've interacted over time, built that bond, and then finally you have benefited from that bond by also benefiting them, and that has led to something big. That could be one approach. Or another approach could be where you have influenced or networked with a broader group, or you have started or built a broader network, and you have got many people connected, and you have helped achieve multiple objectives of yours. So it could be either way. But what is important is that you explain how you formed that bond. How did it really start off? What was your motivation behind it? Second, you should actually tell them how you have been able to maintain that. So it's not just about initiating bonds, not just about meeting people, but also about continuing that. And third, telling how have you benefited from this network and how have they benefited from you. So it needs to be a mutual relationship. So it's important to understand that networking is slightly different from friendship. Friendship is something you're driven by your emotions, but networking is something more in the professional forum. So please ensure that your examples are more professional rather than personal. How is Chevening going to benefit from this? So make that a whole well-rounded story which will fit into 300 words and it'll be well connected. In this essay, you will actually have to explain very well on why do you want to study in the UK. What is it that you do not have in your home country that you are actually going to gain in the UK? Second, you'll have to specify the course that you want to do. So you will have to mention 3 courses in your Chevening application that you want to do from the respective colleges. So you will have to specify the very first college or the very first course that you want to do, and why have you chosen that course? Why is it that area or theme of choice? It could be anything. It could be AI, it could be business, it could be sustainability, it could be peace, food, sports, literally anything, right? So please do check out the areas which are priority areas for Chevening. And if your course is well aligned to Chevening priority areas, your chances of getting this scholarship would be higher because you would be directly influencing positive impacts in that area. You'll also have to discuss why this area motivates you. What is it that you would like to come back home and implement? So you will have to talk about the things that are missing in this area in your home country that you will actually learn from UK, and how you will come back and implement your learnings back in your home country. The fourth essay is on your career plan. So if you actually take a look, you will realize that the third essay on study in UK and the fourth essay on career plan is kind of connected, because in your career plan essay, you will have to link the area of your study and the challenges that are existing in your home country to what challenges could you be possibly facing when you come back, and how are you going to work around that and implement your learnings here in your home country. So you will have to talk about your short term and your long term career plan. What are the things that you would want to do immediately after coming back from the scholarship, and what are the things that you have in mind in the long term? Now, I'm not saying you need to be really ambitious. You can, of course, dream, but please also have a timeline given to that. That is how it makes it realistic. Tell exactly what you want to achieve, when you want to achieve, how you want to achieve.
Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon.